Derry, the Fourth Interlude, from Stephen King's It. I ask Thorogood my final question. Had he seen anyone he didn't know during that day's violence? Someone who struck him as strange, out of place, funny, even clownish? Someone who would have been drinking at the bar that afternoon? Someone who had maybe turned into one of the rabble-rousers as the drinking went on and the talking turned to lynching? Mayhap there was, Thorogood replied. He was tired then, drooping, ready for his afternoon nap. It was a long time ago, mister. Long and long. But you remember something? I asked. I remember thinking there must have been a country fair up Bangor way, Thorogood explained. I was having a beer in the Bloody Bucket that night. The bucket was about 6 doors down from the Silver Dollar. Well, there was a fella in there. Comical sort of fella, you know. Was doing flips and rollovers, juggling glasses and ricks. Put 4 dimes on his forehead and it stayed right there. Comical, you know. His bony chin had sunk into his chest again. He was going to sleep right in front of me. Spittle began to curdle at the corners of his mouth, which had as many wrinkles and folds as a lady's change purse. Seen him a few now and then since, Thorogood said. Figure maybe he had such a good time that night, they decided to stick around. Yeah, he's been around a long time, I said. His only response was a weak one. Thorogood had gone to sleep in his chair by the window, with his medicines and nostrums lined up beside him on the sill, soldiers of old age and muster. I turned off my tape recorder and just sat looking at him for a moment, this strange time traveller from 1890, who remembered when there were no cars, electric lights, or aeroplanes, or state of Arizona, but Pennywise had been there, guiding them down the path to another gaudy sacrifice, just one more in Derry's long history of gaudy sacrifices. That one in September 1905 ushered in a heightened period of terror that would include the Easter explosion at the Kitchener Ironworks 1 year later. This raises some interesting and, for all I know, important questions. What does it really eat? Now I know some of the children have been partially eaten. They show bite marks at least. But I wonder if it was us that drove it to do that. Certainly, since earliest childhood, what we've all been taught is what the monster does when he catches you is eat you. This is the worst thing we can conceive, but perhaps it's the faith that the monsters really live on. I am led irresistibly to this conclusion. Food may be life, but the source of power is faith, not food. And who is more capable than an act of total faith than a child? But there's a problem. Kids grow up. And if I even make the calls, how much will they remember? How much will they believe? Enough to end this horror once and for all, or just enough to get themselves killed? But they are being called. I know that much. Each murder in this new cycle has been a call. We almost killed it twice, and in the end we drove it deep into its warrens of tunnels and stinking rooms under the city. But I think it knows another secret. Although it may be immortal, or almost so, we are not. 27 years. Perhaps a period of sleep for it, as short and refreshing as an afternoon nap would be for us. And when it awakes, it is the same, but a third of our lives have passed. Our perspectives have narrowed. Our faith in the magic that makes magic possible has worn off, like the shine on a new pair of shoes after a long day of hard walking. Why call us back? Why not just let us die? Because we nearly killed it. We frightened it, I think. And it wants revenge. And now that we no longer believe in Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, Hansel and Gretel, the troll under the bridge, now it's ready for us. Come on back, it says. Come on back, let's finish our business in Derry.
Bring your jacks and your marbles and your yo-yos, we'll play.
Come on back and we'll see if you remember the simplest thing of all. How it is to be a child, secure in belief and thus afraid of the dark. On that last one at least, I score 1,000%. I am frightened. So fucking frightened.